What's going on, guys? Nerdcane here, back with another All the Breakers video, Season 5 video to be specific. Today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can counter the level 2 strategy with Goku, Black, and Zamasu on the Survivor side. So here I have two examples of what to do and what not to do, and I was actually playing offline with the homie Slaybix, so shout out to Slay. And we're just going to be going over the games and talking about them. So anyways, let's go ahead and cue up the footage. Alrighty, so this is the first match, and this is the example of what to do when you're going up against a Goku, Black, and Zamasu doing the level 2 strategy. This was Saturday. I was playing with Slay, and he was doing his Slay Pick Saturday, but basically was just playing random games. And eventually he finished, and we kind of just hopped on, played some matches for funsies. And it was nice, kind of just playing breakers for fun, not really worrying about like recording, looking at the chat, or like, you know, just kind of like chilling out, playing with Slay, having a good time. And it was chill, dude. It was chill. So the reason why I making this video is because I feel like these two matches in particular are very good examples of what to do against Goku, Black, and Zamasu, and what not to do. So in this first match, you'll see that pretty much what you want to be doing. And this honestly goes for any Raider. This isn't just like exclusive to Goku, Black, and Zamasu. But if there is one key remaining, you want to look at your team. So as you can see below me, you can see the status of your team. You can see what level they are, if they have their Dragon Change up, if they're currently Dragon Changed, if they're on cooldown and whatnot. So you have pretty much a way to verify how your teammates and allies are doing Dragon Change-wise, whether their transformations are up, they're down, and what levels they are, right? So what you should be doing if a Goku, Black, and Zamasu is doing the level 2 strategy is to plant the final key when as many people are level 2 at least, and with as many transformations up at least as well. So say, for example, we're in a situation like this, and everybody is like level 2, this would be a perfect time to plant the last key, because you would actually have people to defend the Super Time Machine. What you'll see in the second match is that I think I was the only person that had Dragon Change up. And because of that, we didn't have anybody to defend the Super Time Machine. And it didn't work out in our favor here. But we'll talk about that match once we get to it. This match is a good example of what we did. Pretty much the opposite of that. So at this point in the match, we're looking pretty good. Everybody has Dragon Change. I will say, in this situation, I would not recommend playing the final key. Just because we do have a full group of transformations, but we only have about 2 people, actually exactly 2 people with level 2 Dragon Changes. And the reason why the levels actually matter is because typically when Goku, Black, and Zamasu Raiders are doing this level 2 strategy, you're probably not going to have enough resources to actually stall out the Raider and activate the Super Time Machine. And the reason being for that is because when Trunks actually dishes out the supplies, there's only 2 supplies, and you're only going to get around 2 sodas from the supplies. So here I kind of misplayed. Actually, I should have went for advantage kick after laying the fake death. I just didn't expect it to land there in that situation. But what was I saying? Yeah. So say you have full allies up, supplies spawn with Trunks, and Goku, Black, and Zamasu are level 2. You would only get 2 sodas per supply, supplies. And if you know, you're familiar with, you know, what 2 sodas would give you at level 2, that's only enough for 2 people to get their transformations back. So say if you're in a scenario where there's 0 people with transformations and you get supplies, only 2 people would be able to get transformations, and that's not really going to be enough to hold back Goku, Black from destroying the Super Time Machine, right? So say if you have a full squad, that's a full squad of 7 with 7 transformations, you can actually get 9 transformations, and technically even more, depending on how you handle those resources and how you kind of like handle them and give them to other survivors. Because, you know, you can get your transformation back passively. Say if someone is at 50%, you can give them a soda there. If you're on VC, you can communicate that. Or, you know, if you know that you're about to get your Dragon Change, say if you're at 85, I wouldn't drink a soda, right? Maybe just give one to another person. So in this match, we're looking pretty good here. Everybody has their level 2 at this point. So, for example, this would be a very good time to plant the final key. And I think someone is about to plant the E key. And they do, and I'm on my way to be planting the D key here. I do have Time Patroller's Duty, so I should be able to plant this key with little to no issue here. So this is, again, a prime example of a good time to plant all the keys. Although we are missing 2 people with transformations, I think 5 is going to be more than enough. I have a soda on me, and we're going to be getting 4 more. So we have 5 sodas in play to defend the Super Time Machine. We even have a level 3 as well. So one thing I feel like people make a mistake, and this isn't just with Goku Black and Zamasu. Oh, Joseph Sanchez, thank you for the sub, dude. I appreciate that. If you haven't subbed, I would really appreciate it. Helps out the channel, and just for breakers in general, helps out breakers too. But what I was going to say, I find that a lot of people will spam super attacks. I mean, I'm not really a pretty good example there, but I did a super attack there just because, you know, it was a confirm. But as you can see, we're dealing a full bar of damage, if not more, doing melees, and we're going to be able to conserve more of our Dragon Change by doing melees. There I went for a super attack because my Dragon Change was about to end anyway. But I feel like sometimes people get in the bad habit of just spamming super attacks when they really should be going for melees with their allies, just because that'll allow them to get another melee in additionally afterwards, probably. And it will allow them to be in their Dragon Change for as long as possible. If you're spamming supers and not landing them, and it's not really worth it, and even if you are landing them, depending on what super attack you have, you might be dealing more damage with the melee anyway. And a melee allows another player to join in with a melee, allows another player to land a super attack, a vanishing kick, and it just holds the Raider in place for a longer amount of time as opposed to landing a super attack. So be mindful that sometimes, depending on the situation, it is better to go for a melee or even a vanish kick as opposed to a super attack. So at this point, we're looking pretty good. Zamasu's almost dead. Based on everybody being on cooldown and us just getting supplies, I would say we need to be very careful here and play around actually killing Goku Black and Zamasu, because unfortunately we haven't really worked on the STM all that much. And I'll be honest, when it comes to Goku Black and Zamasu staying in level 2, it probably is in your best interest to try to kill Goku Black and Zamasu as opposed to powering up the STM, just because you're probably not going to have enough resources to actually stall out for the STM to actually activate, right? So here we have a little filler rock, paper, scissors match, and I'm just the GOAT. Listen, I can't take it on rock, paper, scissors. You have never seen it, bro. I'm just that guy. Like, it's crazy. Unfortunately, Slay goes down here, but again, since he's going to level 2 strat, he's not going to execute him there. And I get my Dragon Change back passively here. No reason for me to pick up a soda. I do try to get some cubes as to get my level 3, and I think I do. Getting a level 3 when a Goku Black and Zamasu is doing the level 2 strat is very, very useful because it allowed me to land a lot more melee supers here. As you can see, that person landing a Vanish Kick in my melee super allowed us to deal a full bar of damage. Honestly, I probably should have landed a Vanish Kick there as well, because you'll notice that if you join in with an ally when they started a melee combo, you might not be able to finish your own melee combo, so landing a Vanish Kick will be most optimal for damage. And here we just finish him off with Ki Blast and seal the deal there. But as you can see, we played around our Dragon Change cooldowns very nicely. We made sure that we had enough Dragon Change to actually defend the Super Time Machine, and that allowed us to take out a silver Goku Black and Zamasu player. So this was no slouch either. This wasn't like a bad player by any stretch of the imagination. So GG's to this Raider, GG's to this group. This is how you want to be countering Goku Black and Zamasu players that utilize the level 2 strategy. You want to make sure that you have enough Dragon Change up to actually defend and to deal damage against the Raiders. So anyways, let's go up to the next match to show you guys an example of what not to do against a Goku Black and Zamasu Raider doing the level 2 strategy. So keep in mind, this is actually a lower level Goku Black and Zamasu player. Now, I will always say and admit that level doesn't always necessarily equate to skill, but keep in mind, this is a lower level player, and we ended up not really doing that hot this game. So this is really dependent on utilizing the strategy and the technique of conserving your Dragon Change. Fortunately, Slay got caught really, really early in this match. He got kind of unlucky here, and I think this Goku Black and Zamasu Raider ends up camping him. Sadly, I don't know what it is, dude. Whenever I try to, like, show this game to my friends or, like, try to show them that this game is fun, like, the Raiders, like, they must know secretly. They try to make it such a terrible experience as much as possible for people I'm trying to, like, introduce this game to. But Slay's a good sport. Obviously, he's had bad experiences with this game, but he keeps coming back, and I appreciate him for that. So shout-outs to Slay Bix. I'm going to pause and come back because we got this little white line that keeps coming on the recording, so I'm going to be right back just because it's annoying me, and I imagine it might be annoying some of you. Alrighty, we're back. We got the line out of here. So, pretty early in the match, we got 2 keys within about a minute, which is kind of crazy. Key Rushing goes stupid. Survivor RNG goes stupid. Go crazy. So at this point, I'm kind of like seeing what the Raider is doing, seeing if I can go in for Slay. It's looking like the Raider is kind of leaving Slay. So I think now is a pretty decent time to go IT to him. Unfortunately, the Raider does come back and check the body. He sights me there. And sadly, Slay only has 20 seconds left, and it's not going to be enough time for anybody else to get the res in there. So, I mean, the Raider wasn't hard camping there. Maybe you could argue a little bit of tunneling, but it is just a little unfortunate that the Raider really stuck around that body like that. I could have waited a little bit longer for Goku Black to leave, or even waited to find a Senzu. Unfortunately, I didn't find one in time, and Slay died very, very early into the match, which really sucks. I hope Slay wasn't too pissed about that. I know I would be really angry about that, but it is what it is. And ironically, find a Senzu right after he dies, dude. So very, very nice there. I got a very lucky find getting this super soda. I actually opt to drink my regular soda. That way I can take the super with me and keep the Senzu. You could argue it would have been a better play just to take the super and keep the green and just wait for my Dragon Change to come back passively just to have as many sodas as I can. But I figured it'd be worth keeping the Senzu around, so I opted to drink the green soda here. So at this point in the match, we're kind of at a stalemate. We got a player dead. We got a couple of... Everybody has Dragon Chains besides one player. We got a couple level 2s. And we have 1 key planted, 2 keys found, and 2 left that we need to find. And keep in mind, this is only 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes into the match. And we already have a key planted and 2 found and 2 left that we need to find. So... At this point, I'm just trying to see if I can find the key in D and level up my Dragon Change as much as possible so I can get my level 2 to be better, well-equipped for fighting Goku Black and Zamasu. Now, I will say, again, not planning the final key when you have 0 Dragon Changes is not just a good strategy for Goku Black and Zamasu. This is good for literally any Raider. It just sets survivors in the best-case scenario to be well-equipped to defend the Super Time Machine. Now, to be fair, it's not as bad with other Raiders, because with Broly, you'll always have a Super Transfer out. With other survivors, you'll have Dragon Balls out. The reason why it's particularly bad with Goku Black and Zamasu is because at level 2, you're not getting a Super Transfer, and there are no Dragon Balls in play. So if you don't have Dragon Changes, you literally have 0 way to defend the Super Time Machine. So it's extremely, extremely important not to plant that last key if survivors do not have Dragon Changes. And again, you still want to be following this with other Raiders because there might be some matches where the Super Transfer just gets really cooked with Broly. Or you just can't find all 7 Dragon Balls with, for whatever reason, in a Raider match. So you really want to be conscious of the Survivor Dragon Change levels. You want to at least have like 4 to 5 Dragon Changes to defend the Super Time Machine. If you have like 3 or less, or especially 2, it's going to be very rough and difficult to defend the Super Time Machine. Now, obviously, every situation is different depending on how many players are dead. If there's a lot of players dead, you got to do what you got to do. But Trunks should hook you up with a lot of supplies in that point. The thing is, the supplies differ depending on how many survivors are remaining and what level the Raider is. So typically, what happens in Goku Black and Zamasu matches are that since the Raider isn't going for executions, there'll typically be 7 survivors up. And when the STM comes out, Trunks, the supplies will be pretty crappy. And again, you'll only get 4 sodas tops, with maybe like a big cube or 2. So right now, this should be sounding off alarms and sirens like in the heads of all my fellow survivors here. We should not be planting this final key. Unfortunately, this Majin player does plant this key here. They have good intentions. Like, obviously, the objective is to plant the key. But sadly, it kind of leads us to our demise here because I'm the only player on the team with a Dragon Change, and I can only do so much. Luckily, I do have a green and a super soda, so I can actually activate another Dragon Change by drinking those 2 sodas. If you guys don't know how the sodas work, if you are level 2 and 3, if you drink green and gold sodas while you're transformed, you can actually have another transformation prepped. So it can kind of surprise the Raider, you know, if you're having 2 transformations back to back. So here, I'm just trying to deal as much damage as I can and trying to stall for as long as I can here. He's attacking those survivors, so this is a perfect time for me to drink my 2 sodas. And now I'll be able to get another transformation up and running as soon as this one ends. I just opt to shoot a super attack there just because my transformation was about to end. Figure I'd just go for it. Use a vanishing kick to take out Zamasu. If you ever want to take out Zamasu very quickly, honestly, I would not even bother going for a melee combo. Never go for a super attack. That's a massive waste. Just go for a vanishing kick. It's very quick. It's really snappy. It takes out Zamasu in 1 shot. Also, Vegeta gloves work perfectly fine as well. So here, I try to stall as much as I can, but we even get the Super Time Machine to 25%, and still nobody else has Dragon Changes. So at this point, there really isn't much that we can do. Trunks is still yet to drop supplies, and we're kind of screwed. kind of screwed. I imagine the Raider is probably going to get the Super Time Machine to 75% destruction very, very quickly, as if he's not at it already. We're just now getting supplies, and we're only going to be able to have 2 people get their transformations with those 2 sodas. Luckily, we have another person that got their transformation here. I'm trying to see if I can get another soda out of crates. I get gloves, which can be useful for taking out Zamasu. Fortunately, a lot of players are getting down right now. If you guys are aware, every time you get down, even if your transformation is back, we're at like 88%. When you get down and you get revived, you go back to 0. So getting down in this situation, especially, is really, really bad. Now, you could argue me drinking that soda there wasn't a good play, but Zamasu is literally destroying the Super Time Machine right now. So if I don't destroy, or if I don't drink a soda and fight now, it's going to be way too late. So I go for a fake death there. Someone goes for a banishing kick, which is a pretty nice combo there. And he lands a melee as well. I'm trying to work on the Super Time Machine. Honestly, I think in this case, we should try to play Super Time Machine just because we are probably not going to be able to kill with the amount of resources that we have. But unfortunately, more players get down, and with more players getting down, the likelihood of us getting more transformations is just getting lower and lower and lower. So at this point, I just try to go for melees here just to stall Zamasu to allow my ally to work on the STM. I don't know how that super attack hit me, bro. The AoE on that super is so fat, it's ridiculous. At this point, I'm kind of screwed. I should have probably grabbed that soda and that barrier really quickly when he wasn't looking. Because I don't think I was running auto barrier, or I don't think my auto barrier would have came back in time. Drink the soda and try to wait out for my transformation to come back, but unfortunately there just isn't enough time. Destroys the Super Time Machine, and I think he cooks me here with some Ki Blast. So I couldn't even help out on my fellow level 3 fighting the Raider here. And this is pretty much GG's. Which is really sad and really unfortunate, and this is why starting off with only 1 transformation being myself kind of goes to show that is a sell, because we got Zamasu and Goku Black pretty low here. And if we started out with more transformations during the defense phase, we might have been able to kill, because we got pretty close even with you know, the least optimal situation here. So, ironically, Majin, the person that, you know, unintentionally, or, you know, I doubt they did intentionally, sold the game, they're on ETM. So, the likelihood of this player, Corny, being able to kill Goku Black by himself is pretty low. But to be fair, Majin might not have had a Dragon Change. And to be fair, in this situation, you might as well just ETM. The likelihood of killing the Raider is pretty low. But Corny is giving it his all, but unfortunately, it just is not enough. And we end up losing this game. So, yeah, guys, I hope you were able to see from these 2 matches that clearly one leaves the survivors more better suited to handle Goku Black and Zamasu doing the level 2 strategy than the other. As long as you guys are at least waiting to have 4 or more transformations for the defense phase, you'll be pretty well suited to handle Goku Black and Zamasu. As you saw in this match, I was the only one with a Dragon Change during the defense phase, and we still almost killed him. So even if we just waited for 2 or even maybe 3 players to have Dragon Changes, that might have been the you know, difference between winning or losing that match. Just, you know, as a final reminder, you should be utilizing this strategy for all Raiders, but especially Goku Black and Zamasu, using the level 2 strategy. That way, you know, you have a fighting chance to defend the Super Time Machine. But anyways, guys, that is going to be the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment down below how you personally handle Goku Black and Zamasu at level 2. If it isn't a strategy that you utilize, or if there's any other strategies that you utilize, let me know in the comments below. And subscribe to the Ironcane channel for more videos like these. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Take care, stay safe, have fun. Peace out, dude. Peace out.